Hey everybody, it's time to swing. We're still swinging, and I'm your host, Thomas. In the day, family, look, I did some digging and I found the young man's response to the young lady's gripe, and it's just as I told you. She was thirsty. She was too thirsty. All right, she turned that guy off. You know what I mean? Well, listen, let's hop into it, family. It's a whole lot more to it. The plot thickens.
Story time on when I flew to another state to meet this young lit nigga that's lit on the internet. And to me, I felt like his life was cat. So yeah, I met him on the internet. I was in Bahamas like the beginning of January for my son. I'm sorry, the beginning of February for my son's birthday or whatever. And he DM'd me on Instagram like, need you. So I'm like, oh, I've been trying to give you me or whatever like that. So he like, whatever. We gonna exchange numbers or what? So I'm like, yeah, because, like, he's some fine shit. Like, I love dark-skinned niggas. And when I say he's some fine shit, bitch, he's some fine shit.
Yo, you don't carry yourself like that. All right. I mean, listen, all men not thirsty. Y'all like to think all men the same. All right. Listen, women keep telling you, ain't no man gonna turn it down. Listen, baby girl, some of y'all be tooting y'all own horn, and y'all ain't nothing a man can't turn down. All right, some of y'all need to chill out with that. All right, because seriously, and listen, a man hit you and asks you what's up, and you tell him, I've been trying to give you this. And then you talking about, oh, he is some fine shit. I know that mean he cuter than you. Listen, when you talking about a man like that, he look better than you. That's a problem.
Or whatever like that. So on the internet, like, he got 2 watches, big Cardi, 6 cars, supposedly own his house, and he young as fuck or whatever.
Listen, when I told y'all this yesterday, I hadn't seen Shorty yet, but I already knew she wouldn't be acting like this about a dude she looked better than.
Like that. Dress nice, always designer down, like always posting mad money, etc. So, like, that's my type. I love me a hood, get money nigga. So he asked for my number or whatever like that. So I gave him my number, and like he texted me. And I'm not gonna lie, like it was little signs that I didn't like. Like, if I'm on vacation with my kids, like I remember I posted my drink or whatever, and I didn't text him right back. And he's on my phone like, oh, you see me text you or whatever, but you posting like.
When she acting like this, I know he one of them dudes she can't never get.
That right there was like you only have my number for like 20 minutes, like chill out. But I let him slide. So we planned to see each other or whatever like this, like whatever like that on this Saturday. That's it, this Saturday, right? And we planned for me to come Valentine's Day weekend or whatever. And
No, she planned for her to come Valentine's Day weekend. Get that right. Cause no dude on the level planning to see no chick he don't know on Valentine's Day weekend, and he just met you. You think he ain't got no plans for Valentine's Day weekend? Like, shorty, you tooting your own horn, but come on, listen, this what you decided. Trust me, because I know that dude ain't decide that with you.
he really was on some shit where like he was like, oh, come whatever, what day, what time, it don't even matter. Like, whenever you could come, just come. So I chose that weekend because I'm free every other weekend for my kids. They go with their dad or whatever like that.
Family, that's a lot of bullshit. All right. She thought she was going to take up his Valentine's Day weekend because that's her dream man. All right. That's why she flipping out like this about some dude she don't even know.
So that was my free weekend. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I thought he was a fake page at first or whatever like that because it just was like too good to be true. So we were only text, and like he'd tell me to FaceTime him, but by the time I FaceTime him or whatever, he not answering. Now he got an excuse or he don't FaceTime back. So bitch, I started thinking like, bitch, I'm gonna get catfish if I go down here. So I told him, I'm like, look, this Wednesday, like the Wednesday before the Friday. So I'm like, FaceTime me before Friday or I'm not coming. So now he got all that energy. He FaceTime me, etc. I got him on the phone before you really couldn't. Like, he'd just be texting and shit like that. So he FaceTimed me, he was real, looked the same, looked good as fuck. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm ready, etc. So Friday come and we talk, and I'm like, you know, like, you ready? Like, I'm at the nail salon, I'm like, you ready? Like, I can't wait to see you, I can't wait to meet you, etc. So he like, yeah, or whatever like that. But I feel like his energy was a little off because he was more excited days before. So I'm like, you good, love? Like, you okay? Because I'm like, I feel like your energy is like kind of off, like you're not excited as you was. So he's like, oh, I just found out I got to get my daughter or whatever today. Mind you, it's the day I leave. Like, I'm leaving at
Family. He became distant from her ever since they FaceTime. Remember, when he sent her that message, family, he had only seen pictures of her with them filters on. But when he seen her, he was no longer interested. He was no longer interested once they FaceTime. All right, listen, a man not going to tell you that. He not going to tell you that. He know you don't want to hear that, and he don't want to hurt your feelings. So he trying to make up stuff, but you insistent. Trust me, she insistent. She gonna make it what she wanted to be. All right, because listen, she did all this planning. This dude ain't do nothing. Nothing at all but text her. He paid her some attention and he fine shit. So that's all she costs. He ain't about to do nothing more.
10 p.m. at night to land. I think my flight would land like 12:48 a.m. originally. So I'm like, yo, I took our work for this or whatever, and I already checked into the flight. And he's like, well, what's the issue? Nobody didn't tell you not to come. Like, you can still come. I'm good. I'm gonna just get a sit.
Family, she was trying to hide the fact that she paid for her own flight. But when that little comment she made right there let me know she paid for the flight. Because if he paid for the flight and she was talking about she might not come, he would have been like, what you mean you might not come? I paid for that flight already. What you meant? I told you I'm gonna you gonna get a room or something. But I knew right then before I even ever seen him that she paid for her own flight right there. And I know, like, that's how thirsty she was.
If anything, her and the sitter just stay at my house and we could just get a room. So I'm like, you know what? All right, that's cool. I'm all for that, or whatever the case may be. So I still go. Like, I get my nails and I run to the mall. I get everything I need. I pack my shit, and I tell him like, all right, I'm for the land at this time. I go to the airport. Mind you, y'all, I'm rushing because I'm always fucking last minute. I get to the airport. I board the flight or whatever like that. So before I boarded the flight, he texted me this hotel, like Cigna or something like that. It's like one of the best hotels in Atlanta. So I tried to book the hotel online, but everything was booked up. So I told him, I'm like, look, everything.
It's Valentine's Day weekend. You ain't gonna get no. You don't know nothing. That's why y'all need men. She need men, a man. If she had guidance of a man, she would know better. She don't have no guidance. She lost. She lost. She can never carry herself like this. All right, she desperate. This unattractive. He not gonna be attracted to this, and he not gonna treat her right, cause he not really attracted to her.
Booked up because it's Valentine's Day weekend. So he like, nah, you gotta call. So I called and like everything was booked the fuck up. Like literally it was no hotel. So he like, well, find whatever you can find and just book it and I'm gonna get you from the airport. So I'm like, you know.
So you going to Atlanta on your own dime and don't even know where you gonna stay. You winging it. You going through all of this for a guy who all he ever did for you was say, what's up?
What's your budget? So he like, what you mean? I'm like, what's your budget? Like, I booked the room, but when I land, I expect to get my money back or whatever like that. So I'm on the plane, y'all. The plane done took off. So the nigga like, oh, the least you could do is pay for the room. So I'm like, huh? So this when the mishap coming because I get it. Okay, we supposed to stay at your house originally.
Baby girl, when that dude cuter than you, you don't have no leverage. When he look better than you, You lost all your leverage. I don't care what women told you. That's what you leverage it. When he look better than you, he not gonna pay for no room for you. When he look better than you, he think you should be happy he paid you some mind. All right? Because you don't cost, he paid for the room. You cost, he find shit. He ain't gonna pay 1 cent more than that for you. Pay 1 cent more than that for you. I promise. You're not gonna like your stay.
But then your child came into play. So now we got to go stay somewhere else, which is cool. Because I think a hotel is better anyway, because you don't know me and I don't know you.
He lying. You ain't that slow. You know he was lying. You just wasn't trying to hear it. You just wasn't trying to hear this dude not interested in you because you never get that dude. And that's the dude you always want. And he never pay you no mind. And you think you got one now. Check this out. Them dudes that never paid you no mind, guess what, ladies? They never gonna start. It don't matter if you get that big dream job and none of that. The stuff that will work for a man ain't gonna work for you. All right? If that job ain't gonna change the way you look, it ain't gonna change your fortune with men.
And it's more safer, I feel like. So he like, yeah, like you can pay for the room. I'm gonna fund the rest of the trip. Baby, you a whole scammer. You think I'm paying for a motherfucking hotel for you to come fuck on me? So he all like, yo,
You already paid for the flight. And what you missing is if you will pay for the flight, he know you will pay for the room. Shorty, you need some men in your life, but you can't tell her nothing. And listen, she is not a bad looking woman. All right? She not bad, but yo, she a cutie. Listen, I'm telling you, in her little section where she from, I bet you she one of the baddies around there. She not competing with the women around there. See, she thinks she competing with the women around her. She competing with the women around him. And I'm about to be honest with you for a second, ladies. And you know, as always, y'all not gonna like me for what I'm getting ready to say. She can't compete with the women who are his options. Trust me, it's levels to pretty. All right, she cute, but when a man see you, he know about what he would spend for you. The minute he lay his eyes on you, trust me, he know if he would just pay you some attention, and he know if he would go the whole 9 yards for you. Soon as he see you, the only one that can mess that up from there is you. But I'm telling you, the minute he seen her, he wasn't interested in her no more. Can mess that up from there is you. But I'm telling you, the minute he seen her, he wasn't interested in her no more. And everything he possibly could have did to show her, he showed her. She just was not trying to hear it. She finally had one in her mind.
feel like you could pay for something. I'm funding the rest of the trip, or whatever the case may be. So we start arguing, or whatever like that. So then the plane land, and I'm like, you really arguing over a $300-something hotel, but you scamming, you hitting all these licks, all this big money you posting. I mean, like $20,000-$30,000. You can't book a $300 hotel, and I just felt like if you brought me,
that don't have nothing to do with you, baby girl. That don't have nothing to do with you. $300 ain't nothing, no, until it's for you. And he don't spend money. He don't listen. He know what he would pay for you the minute he saw you. He would pay you some mind. And you don't cost a hotel room. You cost he fine shit. Because if you flew yourself to see a man who never did nothing for you, now it's some men, it's some situations where a woman fly herself to see a man, cool. That's you've been rocking with him. You know him. Y'all good. He y'all prove. Listen, everything you need to know about him, you know he's solid. You're gonna fly yourself to see him because you already know y'all good. All right, and it ain't no thing. But off the rip, you just met him and all he said to you was, "What's up?" And you gonna fly the coochie to him? You're tripping. And you keep talking about how fine he is. I knew right off the top he looked better than you because you would never do this for a guy you thought you looked better than.
To your city, you should make sure I'm good. Like if you came to my city and something happened, I'm going to correct it before you get.
See, she wouldn't do this for a guy that she could get. She would only do this for a guy who wouldn't be interested in her because she thinks she deserved that guy. Because the kind of men who would think because listen, she is a nice looking woman. But like I said, there's levels to it. And there's a limit to what she can get in men, whether she want to believe that or not. It just is. It's like that for all of us. It don't change when you're a woman. It's a limit to what all of us can get. She can't compete with the women he can get. And I know you don't like to hear that, but that's what it is. You're looking for a man that can do better than you, that settle for you. Good luck. And I know you think it shouldn't have to, it's not going to change because you don't like it. It's not.
I took off from my job, stopped one of my business to come.
Listen. The women around him don't act like you. Because the women around him, his choice of women, mostly hotter than him. You're not hotter than him. That's why you acting like that over him. Your man don't supposed to be hotter than you, baby girl. That ain't gonna never work because you ain't gonna get no production out of a man who know he hotter than you. Most of what I find a lot is this. You're looking for a man who hotter than you and don't know he hotter than you. Give it up. That dude know he hotter than you.
Be for real. I was just upset at the fact that you still allowed me to come or whatever like that, knowing that you was going to do that or whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying he lying about getting his kid, because bitches.
He is lying about getting his kids. And listen, from the way she talking, I bet you he could make her do it. He could get her to do it again. All right? The way she talking, she would do it again. All he would have to do was say hi to her again and tell her he apologized for the way that went. She'll pay for her flight to get there again. This is his response, family.
But then when we really did get on FaceTime, like even she said it out of her own mouth. After we got on FaceTime, his whole energy changed, everything changed. Yeah, it did.
Listen, shorty on the level. He linked in on the level. Listen, I already know how he making it happen. She ain't gonna be able to get in that, fit in there unless she right there. When he, listen, bro, shorty on the level, all right? I know how he living. And when I was his age, trust me, he ducking them out. He don't gotta just take it because they trying to give it to him. He ain't living like that. And trust me, shorty more handsome than me when I was his age, and I know how I was doing it. So I'm telling you, listen, she don't have no clue the competition it is for him. She ain't gonna be able to. She can't fit nowhere in there.
I for sure, like, I'm in my head thinking like this is a prank or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be playing. But like she not like I just said, everybody beautiful in their own ways, man. And I knew it was like one big old like clout thing when she came texting me on Instagram like, oh yeah, ooh.
When somebody tell you everybody beautiful in their own ways, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Listen, that's a man telling you, listen, like, no,
Yeah, make your post. Keep doing. I need 10K on TikTok. Woo. Like just making it a clout thing for us. I'm in my head like, you trying to.
See, she got all that attention behind it. You know why? Because women just gonna rally behind her and call you a dog and say you wrong, even though listen to her story. They not gonna pay none of what she said no mind. The fact that she was that thirsty and that silly, yo, like she didn't think being that desperate would turn a man off. No, because she think they all them dudes around her block. Like they ain't getting no action like that. She think they all the mailman and the dude on the back of that trash truck that just he make a day every time he see her. He can't stop hounding her. She think everybody living like them. That's that they got different experiences than men who've been out here in the world. When he LinkedIn and visible like that and he getting it, and listen, he rolling. It's competition for Shorty. Trust me. And little mama, you see them guys that you think they just you above them? That's what he gonna think when he see you. Like, because we all get checked somewhere. Trust me. Listen, it been some ladies who I just said, listen, I can't afford her. Listen, this weekend, cool, but she got no. Trust me, it been some out of my league. It been some. Believe that.
Publicly embarrass me in front of all these people in the world for 10K, like TikTok followers. Lady, you out of your mind. Cause now I'm gonna tell the truth, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell them but the truth. That's it. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Get it downloaded for some reason. You know what I mean? And listen, I needed to get the show on the road. So I had to run with what I had. But in the interview, he was explaining how, look, he had only seen pictures of her. And they had been texting back and forth and texting back and forth. He said when he first was asking her to FaceTime, he said she was always busy and everything. So then when they finally seen each other, it was the Wednesday before the Friday. And that he seen that, he said, I hurried up and got off the phone with her. He said, that is not the girl that was in them pictures. And I already knew from. Listen, the problem with you putting all them filters on, he gotta see you. You might as well don't do that because you setting yourself up to fail. What you think you're gonna overpower him with your heart? That might work for a woman. She don't got a penis. That ain't gonna work for a man. All right, that ain't gonna never work for a man. He ain't never gonna be sitting here working for a woman he don't want. We men, we ain't into paying for stuff we don't want. And if you take her knowing you don't want her, you're going to be paying for her the same way you would be paying for her if you wanted her. So we know to make sure she what we want.